How's everyone doing? Today I have a Blu-ray collection update with 6 pickups. And if you've seen any of these movies, definitely let me know what you think of them and let me know which one of these is your favorite. All 6 of these came today. One 4K Ultra HD and one DVD as well in here. And this is why it's a constant ebb and flow, a constant battle to thin the collection out. I only want to keep movies in my collection that I see myself rewatching. You see the 2 bookcases here. They're 6.5 feet tall from IKEA. I've got 9 total of those. And then I have 2 smaller bookcases as well. I literally have no space. So each, this was a day where I got 6 movies in. But I will say, probably about average, like 1 or 2 movies a day. So that can add up pretty quickly. So I usually have to get that many out the door each month as well, just to make it manageable. And I've hit that kind of impasse because I've gotten rid of a ton of movies over the past few years, thousands. I would say in the past, I'd say 4 years, probably something like 7,000 DVDs, 3,000 Blu-rays. And that's, I still have, a ton, thousands. So yeah, I just wanted to start this video off with that because the doorbell kept ringing. I'm like, oh my gosh. So 6 titles right there. And I've only seen one of these. All the rest are things I haven't seen. So expect some more videos coming up subsequent once I view them. And then I'll talk about them more in depth. First up is one I'm really excited to check out. And it's Gemini Man, and this is directed by Ang Lee. Let me know what your favorite Ang Lee movie is. To me, it's Ride with the Devil or Ice Storm. Those are my 2 favorites from him. Life of Pi is amazing too. He's done so many great films, but I'm always excited to see what he does. And he's done a lot of different genres now too. And I'm a big Will Smith fan too. So I feel like he's done a lot of great films. Let me know what your favorite Will Smith movie is too. I Am Legend is a personal favorite of mine. My favorite of the Richard Matheson adaptations of the same novel. He's from New Jersey too. A lot of people mentioned Last Man on Earth with Vincent Price, which I thought was dull and boring and lifeless. I love Vincent Price, but that movie was you're walking past them. Then Omega Man just felt so dated to me. To me, I Am Legend is incredible. I love it. So I think he's a great actor. He can pull off comedic roles. He recently did the Genie in Aladdin, the live action. Now, I was actually really surprised with that one. I was skeptical going in, and I watched that, and I was blown away by it. Had a lot of heart. I thought he was good as the Genie. You can't really, it's unfair to compare it to Robin Williams and the animated ones. But the visuals were amazing too. But this one to me looks like it's going to be visually stunning. It looks like an action sci-fi movie where he is a retired hitman and he's faced against essentially himself. He's faced to fight off. It looks like a clone of him. They don't really reveal in the trailers and everything, but that's what it appears to be. It's like a younger version of himself, another skilled hitman. So he's trying to, face off against them and I guess fight all over the world. So yeah, they're traveling across the globe. So it's groundbreaking visual effects. I feel like you're seeing a lot more of this. For instance, the movie The Irishman, they used, the CG effects to make them look younger, which honestly, it didn't work. They're in like their 70s, and even when they did the CG effects, they still look like they're in their 60s. It didn't look good to me. They should have hired younger actors for those roles, in my opinion. But this one right here, it looks a little bit better from what I've seen in the trailers. So I'm excited to check it out. And again, I think Will Smith does a great job in action roles. He can pull off some dramatic elements, even comedic too. And Bad Boys 3 is coming out, and I'll be watching that because I enjoy the first 2. And Ang Lee, I think, is a very talented director. Just goes through every single step. Everything is really thought out. So I am looking forward to checking this out. This is from Paramount, and this is the 4K Ultra HD combo pack. And next up is also from Paramount. This is the Beverly Hills Cop 3-movie collection, newly remastered with some new bonus features in here too. It's the 35th anniversary bonus content on the first one for deleted scenes. I think there's like 2 new deleted scenes and some behind the scenes and interviews. And there's like a mixtape on here too, with different songs. Let me know your favorite Eddie Murphy movie. I feel like there's so many great ones too. Comedic action movies too, 48 Hours. And I'm looking forward to Coming to America too. I know, I feel like sometimes when they do these ones, it's like, 30 years later. I'm like, they're talking about doing a Goonies sequel and stuff like that. I'm just like, I'm not sure. But Coming to America too, I think they could actually pull that off. I think that could actually work. But I love Eddie Murphy. He recently hosted Saturday Night Live. I wasn't too impressed with that. I loved him back in the day. I feel like it just didn't work as well now, the writing. But the weekend update was great. Pete Davidson was like my favorite part of the whole show. But it was nice to see him hosting. I did like the introductory monologue too with Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle. Tracy Morgan was unnecessary on there. Kenan Thompson too. Not in the quite same class as Chappelle, Rock, and Murphy right here. But I'm excited to check these out again. It's been a while. I've seen the first two, I think, not too long ago on Comedy Central, but I'd rather see it, completely here, uncut without any bleeps or anything. So classic comedy action movies, the Beverly Hills Cop trilogy right here. So excited to check out some of the new special features too, see what those new deleted scenes were that they've kept locked away for all this time, I guess. Next up from Lionsgate is The Farewell, and I believe Awkwafina just won a Golden Globe for her acting in this. So this is one I've wanted to see the most all year, and I can finally have a chance to check it out now. I believe, she's Chinese born but U.S. raised, and she has to return to, I guess, like her, where her family's from, and they basically, I guess this is a cultural thing. This is so weird to me. They basically keep the news from her grandmother, I believe it is, while I think they find out that she has cancer, but they don't tell her. Something really, basically everybody else from the family joins in, and they talk about this wedding that they're gonna have. So I guess it's just a really unique thing, a cultural thing, because at least that's what I got from the trailers. And it's basically, she's talking to her grandmother and stuff like that, and just loving her, free spirit and how happy she is. And it's just a very moving story. I could be mistaken, but that's what I got from the trailers as far as that aspect of it. Basically, they're keeping the news from people, and I think they might have been keeping the news from her. I don't know exactly, but I just remember seeing the trailers, and it was something to that effect. They're either keeping the news from the grandmother or the rest of the family. I'm not sure which one it is right now, but it was they made it a point to say it's like a cultural thing, even because she was Chinese born but raised here. It's new and foreign to her. So it looks like it's going to be very emotionally moving. And from the trailer, one of the things I did like was just seeing the grandmother and how happy and positive she was, and just being taken by that. So I've heard great things about it, and especially the acting performance. I remember Awkwafina, when she was on YouTube, she used to do these comedic raps, very raunchy, and I thought they were hilarious. And then she started showing up in movies, Ocean's 8, and I really wasn't a fan of her acting. She's been in a few things, Crazy Rich Asians too, but I wasn't a big fan of her acting-wise, but I heard this is a completely different role for her, more dramatic, and she did an amazing job. Obviously, she won a Golden Globe. And we'll see if she'll be nominated for an Oscar. But The Farewell, definitely looking forward to checking this out. This is based on an actual lie. I like that. Next up is Judy. I guess this is a biopic on Judy Garland. This is Judy Garland, the legend behind the rainbow, and it stars Renee Zellweger. I love the slipcover to that. And this is from Lionsgate as well. I don't know if it's there's like a little bit of, I don't know, kind of like hollow foil sparkle design right there. I don't think it's fully picking up on the camera. But one thing I've noticed too on some of the recent Lionsgate releases, they don't have like the Blu-ray digital part up here. It's on the side now. So, vertical instead of horizontal. And I don't know how I feel about that. I kind of like the way this looks better. I'm just used to it, I guess, up at the top like that instead of on the side. But it kind of reminds me of like a book a little bit too. Like, sometimes like the text. But I don't know. Let me know what you think. Do you prefer this newer one that they're doing, or the one that they've been doing for decades, essentially? But yeah, this is very interesting. I didn't know that Judy Garland was married 5 times. Well, at least 5 times, because this talks about her. It's 30 years after her big stardom in Wizard of Oz. She performs at a 5-week sold-out run, talking to town, preparing for shows, talking to fans and friends and management, and she has a romance with her soon-to-be 5th husband. So just dealing with that, and then apparently she has terrible anxiety and physical issues going on. So it's just, covering her whole life and all those things that are happening, the culmination of events right there. I didn't realize she'd been married that many times. I don't know how many times she's been married total, but at least 5, according to this. So I do like Renee Zellweger. I think she's a talented actress. I have to say one of my least favorite Oscar award-winning Best Picture movies Chicago with Renee Zellweger. Again, musicals are hit or miss for me, so this is another one right here. I do love Wizard of Oz is an all-time classic film, though. So I'm interested to see. I think she's going to do a great job performance-wise, but I just want to see how the musical numbers are done and certain other aspects, too. And the supporting cast, I was kind of surprised. I thought there would be a few more top-billed people on there, more A-list, but it doesn't seem to be that way. But I've heard good things about this one, too, so I'm going to give it a chance. Next up from Well Go USA is A Battle of Jangsari, The Forgotten Heroes. This is about the Korean War and student soldiers who have like secondhand weapons, and I guess they're, not as well trained. They're low on ammunition and low on food supplies, and they have to basically, they're tasked with liberating the strategic location of Incheon. So it's based on a true story of Forgotten Heroes of the Korean War. And the cast right here, besides the lead Kim Young-min, you also have Megan Fox, and then George Eads from CSI. And so I'm curious about this one. Well Go USA has put out some really good Asian cinema releases. Frontline is one of my favorites that they've released. Definitely check that one out. They've also done Phantasm. They've done some horror ones. They've done some, U.S. releases too. But I'm surprised to see Megan Fox in this role. She's doing other things besides Transformers. So I don't know. I assume she's like a journalist of some sort, maybe a photographer. But curious to check this one out. It looks like it's going to be very intense. And next up is I See You, which is also from Paramount. This is a DVD-only release, and it stars Helen Hunt, John Tenney, and Judah Lewis. This is seems like a genre blend, from what I can tell. It's basically a police officer, a detective, and there's a 12-year-old boy goes missing, and the investigator, he's under pressure to find out what's going on, and he has issues in his own family. He has an affair, and he starts kind of losing his grip on reality, it sounds like. And it says, the family, the household is kind of coming undone, and there's uncovered a malicious presence that manifests itself in the house and puts their son in danger. So it sounds like, a malicious presence. That makes me think of like a ghost or, demon or spirit or something to that effect. And I don't know what this creature, it looks so weird, that mask thing. It looks like a hoodie with somebody, I don't know. So it looks really bizarre. They say it's a twisted psychological thriller. So I feel like the malicious presence part kind of throws me off, but I like Helen Hunt a lot, and I think she's really talented. So I'll pretty much give anything that she's in a chance, and it does sound somewhat intriguing. Some things kind of throw me off a little bit by it, but I'm going to give it a shot. So there you go. Those are the 6 pickups, all that came today. So I'm going to try to watch these soon. I'm actually really excited to check out Gemini Man and The Farewell. Those are the next 2 I'm going to watch for sure. Let me know if you've seen any of them and what you think of them, and which one of these is your favorite, as well as your favorite Ang Lee movie, your favorite Will Smith movie, your favorite action comedy movie, your favorite 80s comedy movie, your favorite 80s action movie, your favorite Eddie Murphy movie, your favorite, I guess would this fall under, Chinese drama? I'm not really sure, but any kind of, let me know what your favorite movie your favorite underrated movie, or your most underrated movie of 2019 would be. I don't know if this would really be considered underrated, because I feel like it's on everybody's board, but I haven't seen it yet. But I just want to see more movies that you think are deserving for lists that haven't been on a lot of people's lists, because I still want to make my top movies of 2019 list. And this is one of the ones that is high up on the list for me to check out. And then let me know what your favorite musical is, and your favorite biopic, your favorite Korean film, your favorite war movie, your favorite psychological thriller. So there you go. Leave me those comments down below, and hope everybody's doing well. Take care.